Peace, brothers and sisters. So we're going to start talking about some key words in the Quran and the meaning of them. Okay? So today we're going to start with eat and drink. Yeah? So every time I make a video about sujood, about killing, about what it means in the Quran, I get someone say, "Oh, the Quran has only, every word has one meaning." And I mean, I don't understand. So, in any other language, words have physical meaning and spiritual or non-physical meaning. Why is it in the Quran? It has to be everything has to be physical. So you want to make the Quran evil? Is that what you want to do, or stupid? One or the other. Because this verse today, which is 2461, it's been basically butchered, absolutely butchered. God wanted it to be a certain way, but the tafsir butchered it, and the stories from history or a hadith killed it as well. The whole thing just changed. Just listen. Should we just listen to him? No, because I can tell you what it. Alright, just worry about it, yeah? Let's not listen to him because I can tell you what they say. They said this verse has a reason. They call it like asbab al-nuzul. So this verse came down for something that happened then, and it's actually during a war or something. So the fighters used to go to fight and then leave their keys to the blind, the disabled, and the sick. That's one reason. The second reason is because before the Quran, people never used to eat with the blinds because they used to criticize them or something. So the Quran came down to take that away, and there's 3 or 4 reasons, but they all to do with food. A blind and the disabled and the sick, they have no shame to eat food. Okay, let's read the verse first, yeah? Let's just read the verse, what it says. And even some atheists started to criticize this verse, and basically saying the Quran is like kid stuff, like it tells you like obvious things, which is correct if it's explained a certain way, but it has nothing to do what the tafsir say or what the atheists say anyway. Okay, 61 we said, yeah? Alright, the verse starts with ليس على الأعمى حرج ولا على الأعرج حرج ولا على المريض حرج ولا على أنفسكم أن تأكلوا من بيوتكم أو بيوت آبائكم أو بيوت أمهاتكم أو بيوت إخوانكم أو بيوت أخواتكم أو بيوت أعمامكم أو بيوت عماتكم أو بيوت أخوالكم أو بيوت خالاتكم أو ما ملكتم مفاتيحه أو صديقكم ليس عليكم جناح أن تأكلوا جميعا أو أشتاتا فإذا دخلتم بيوتا فسلموا على أنفسكم تحية من عند الله مباركة طيبة كذلك يبين الله لكم الآيات لعلكم تعقلون. In English, the blind has no shame, the crippled has no shame, nor the handicap. The handicap has no shame. And yourselves, you are not to blame for eating. It's translated by eating at your homes, or the homes of your fathers, or the homes of your mothers, or the homes of your sisters, or the homes of your fathers' brothers, or the homes of of your mother's brothers, all the homes of your mother's sisters, all the homes that belong to you, and you possess their keys. It's translated, mafatihahu, translated as keys. All the homes of your friends. You commit nothing wrong by eating together, eating again, or as individuals. When you enter any home, you shall greet each other a greeting from God. That is a blessed and good. God thus explains the revelations for you that you may understand. Okay, so actually the verse starts with finished with taqilun. Okay, taqilun, and this is actually a Quran saying exactly what this lot are not saying. Okay. Let's go about it again. Let's read it again. So they translated the verse here, the ta'kulu, as eating. When I go through, let's leave this verse. Let's do the same. Yeah, let's go to other verses. We come back to that. All right. Let's go to every verse that say eat, so we get the context. Yeah. So let's go to 2188. ولا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل ولا تدلوا بها إلى الحكام لتأكلوا فريقا من أموال الناس بالإثم وأنتم تعلمون. Okay. You shall not take each other's money illicitly. No, but you can't translate it. Can't translate it differently now. You shall not eat. تأكلوا, this translate it as take, which is no, eat. If you're going to translate the first verse as eat, you have to translate this one is eat. Okay? Can't say take all of a sudden. Anyway, you shall not eat each other's money illicitly, nor should you bribe the officials to deprive others of some of their rights illicitly, while you know. So here, تأكلوا أموالكم, we don't literally eat money. We don't literally eat money, unless some of you eat money. They get a piece of paper and start chewing on it. But we leave it. Let's not give you the meaning at the moment. You get it yourself. Let's go to 275. Sometimes I'm not going to translate the whole verse, yeah? It gets too long. الذين يأكلون الربا لا يقومون إلا كما يقوم الذي يتخبطه الشيطان من المس. Okay? Those who change. Now, those who change. The change now. The word يأكلون is translated as change, which is not. Let's translate it ourselves. Those who eat interests are in the same position as those controlled by the devil's influence. That's exactly what he says. It's just one word. He translated it 3 times so far. Yeah, three ways. But let's say that those who eat interests, eat interest. So that, I don't know how you do that. How do you eat interest? You can't eat interest. Let's go to another verse. 183. الذين قالوا إن الله عهد إلينا أن ألا نؤمن لرسول حتى يأتينا بقربان تأكله النار قل قد جاءكم رسل من قبلي بالبينات وبالذي قلتم فلما قتلتموهم إن كنتم صادقين. It is they who said, God has made a covenant with us that we should not believe in a messenger unless he produces an offering that gets consumed. Now they're saying consumed. So when he came to a fire, they realized they can't use eat. And earlier they realized they can't use eat. And every other words they realized they can't use eat, but they used it in the first verse on 2461. Let's find out why. Because here it says the covenant with us that we should not believe in any messenger unless he produces an offering that gets consumed by fire. So the word ta'kuluhu translated as consumed. Okay? Now, this makes sense. If you use the word consume on 288, 2188, 2275, it will make sense. Let's go to 2188. ولا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل وتدلوا بها إلى الحكام لتأكلوا فريقا من أموال الناس بالإثم وأنتم تعلمون. You shall not eat. They said take here. Now they use take. You should not eat each other's money illicitly, nor should you bribe the officials to deprive others of some of their... I read that before. What am I talking about? Yeah. So here, sorry guys. وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ. Here you should not consume each other's money. You should not consume each other's money. Let's go to 275. Again, let's go back. الَّذِينَ يَأْكُلُونَ الرِّبَا. Those who consume the interests. Not, can't eat the interest, consume. You get it? And then if God is talking about food, okay, he always gives you a hint. Always. Wherever you use the word akala or something else, yeah? Let's go to 5 to give you like an idea. 575. ما المسيح ابن مريم إلا رسول قد خلت من قبله الرسل وأمه صديقة كان يأكلان الطعام انظر كيف نبين لهم الآيات ثم انظر أن يؤفكون. English. The Messiah, son of Mary, is no more than a messenger, like the messengers before him, and his mother was a saint. Both of them used to eat the food. Note how we explain the revelations for them, and note how they still deviate. See here? Eat the food. So obvious. The context will actually tell you if it's consuming, yeah? Here it's consuming the food. It tells you if it's food or not. Let's go again. 596. أحل لكم صيد البحر وطعامه متاعا لكم وللسيارة وحرم عليكم صيد البر ما دمتم حرما واتقوا الله الذي إليه تحشرون. All fish of the sea are made lawful for you to eat during pilgrimage. This may provide for you during your journey. You should not hunt throughout the pilgrimage, which is Hajj, not pilgrimage, but that's all right. You shall reverence God before whom you will be summoned. So here it's clear when it's anything to do with food, the Quran says to consume the fish. You can eat the fish. Yeah? It's actually consume. The word akala is consume. And then the context will tell you what it is. Not you judging it from the top of your head. Okay, or from a story like 2,000 years ago. And then even when you say, let's go to drink as well. Drink has two meaning, physical and spiritual, or non-physical. And I'll give you an example. وإذ أخذنا ميثاقكم ورفعنا فوقكم الطور خذوا ما أتيناكم بقوة واسمعوا قالوا سمعنا وعصينا. They didn't do the sujud. This is not the sujud. Yeah? Okay. وأشربوا في قلوبهم العجل بكفرهم قل بئس ما يأمركم به إيمانكم إن كنتم مؤمنين. So they disobeyed. We made a covenant with you as we raised Mount Sinai above you, saying you shall uphold the commandments we have given you strongly and listen. They said we hear but we disobey. This is not sujood. This is the opposite of sujood. Their hearts become filled. No. See, it changes. So they drank the calf in their hearts. Drunk. How do you drink? Because here they started to worship a calf, yeah? To idol worship. They were actually made to drink in their heart the worship of this. That means they absorbed it straight away. They didn't even wait for Moses to come back. They wanted to idol worship, like doing a physical prayer. They want to do things like that. They're so desperate to do that. Okay, now, before we go to 2461, let's go to 258. وإذ قلنا ادخلوا هذه القرية فكلوا منها حيث شئتم رغدا وادخلوا الباب سجدا وقولوا حطة نغفر لكم خطاياكم وسنزيد المحسنين. Recall that we said, enter this town. And where you find what? It's just translated funny. All right, it said, enter this town and consume from it whatever you want, and enter the gate. It says here humbly. Sujadan is humbly. So sujud, you go into your head, and then here translated humbly. Here, enter the gate obedient. Nothing to do with humbly. And treat the people nicely. We will then forgive your sins and increase the reward for the pious. See? He said, eat from the town. From the town. Remember, yeah? Minha. Minha, that means from. Yeah? From. Okay. So you can't eat from the town. You can consume whatever you can buy, whatever you need. Here, did not mention any food. It's nothing to do with food. فَكُلُوا مِنْهَا حَيْثُ شِئْتُمْ. You consume from it whatever you need. Okay? There's no food. So you consume from it. You can go to town and whatever you need. Doesn't have to, it can be food, but we only go to a town for food. You might need to sleep. You might need equipment. You might need to fix something. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Have a bath. I don't know. So many things you can consume from a town. Yeah? From a town. Yeah? Okay, now let's go to 24. Go back to 24. 24:61. Let's read it in English because we read it in Arabic. All right, let me translate it better, to be honest. Although it's so basic, but it's okay. I don't mind. So there's no shame for the blind or the disabled. No. Let's do it properly. There's no shame for the blind. There's no shame for the disabled. There's no shame for the sick. Okay? Or yourselves. You see, before each of these first ones, the blind, the disabled, and the sick, always said there's no shame. But when he said, and yourselves, yeah, it didn't say shame. Because the first three need a better attention. Especially these three, because they can't help it. The rest of us who can help it, we should have shame. Some of us act like they're actually sick or blind or something. They're always needy, asking for things, right? Asking for things from their family. All those things they don't need, right? But let's go. And they always forget anfusikum, which is all of us. So here is for all of us, right? All of us. So everyone is reading this, right? Is for you as well, okay? So you eat, he said, you eat from your home. So we can eat from our homes. And this is here. This like God is giving us the authority to eat from our own houses. And that's here the atheists take the piss. Because that's the way it was explained. Why would God be talking about us, allowing us, right? He's telling us it's okay to eat from our homes. It's ridiculous. This guy said he's not talking to you, he's talking about your fathers are allowed to eat from your home. But this verse is talking to me, my father, my cousins. How did you come up with that? Honestly. So if my father's eating this, is reading this, he wouldn't think that he's allowed to come to my house and eat. What is this? It's just ridiculous, honestly. But let's change that word, right? What it means. Because here it's not talking about food. It's not even giving us a hint. This is actually about food, yeah? There's no shame for the blind, no shame for the disabled, no shame for the sick, or yourselves to consume something, even if you had to eat. You can never say, I eat from my house. You say, I eat in my house, in any language. You have literally go, if this is talking about buildings, yeah? Although it can be buildings, but wait for it though. I can't eat from my house. I have to eat in my house. But he said from your house, just like from the town. Okay? So it's not something secluded in one place. So God is telling you here, right? The blind not to be blamed, to be right. Let's read their translation, yeah? The blind is not to be blamed. The crippled, or not to be blamed. Nor the handicapped is to be blamed. Just as it doesn't even say just as you are not to be blamed. It didn't even say that. Okay, I'll have to actually do it my way. So the blind has no shame. The disabled has no shame. The sick has no shame. You or yourselves to consume from, when he said buyutikum here, yeah, it does not mean the house, and it does not mean a food. A bait here does not mean a house, yeah? It means the relationship inside your house. Because there is something called home, and there's something called house. And they are two different things. In the Quran, if that house has people and they have a relationship, a good relationship, he calls it a bait, which is a home. Yeah? You understand that? So God here, he's saying these people, the blind, the sick, the disabled, they are priority. Yeah? Priority. And yourselves, yeah, and yourselves to consume from the relationship at your house. You can have a wife, a kid, you have a good relationship. If you need something, okay, you can help each other out, yeah? But if you can't, God is telling you other relationships you can go to. Your uncles, all this, your uncles, all the homes of your fathers, all the homes of your mothers, all the homes of your brothers, all the homes of your sisters, all the homes of your fathers, brothers, all the homes of your father's sisters, all the homes of your mother's brothers, all the homes of your mother's sisters, all the homes that belong to you, or you possess the key. The key is not. It's not the key here. It's not literally a key. It's the places that you're authorized to get in. Do you know what I mean? Places that you're authorized to come in. You're welcomed. Yeah? Not you have the key for it. or the homes of your friends. See, your friends come last. Your friends come last after all close family. Yeah? And then come your friends. You commit nothing wrong by consuming, together or individual, when you enter any home. You shall greet each other. Greeting from God that is blessed and good. God thus explains the revelation for you that you may understand. So the whole point of this, this verse, it's a social thing. You see, the Quran always says you start with closest family. Even in al-fay, zakat, not zakat, al-fay or taxes, always start with who? The closest of your family. You start with your family and then you go to others. Yeah? And here, literally the Quran is explaining that verse. Okay? How you should look after your closest family. This is a relationship. This is not buildings and houses and food. There's not a hint here. It's to do with food. And what makes you think that the blind or the crippled or the handicapped are poor? It doesn't say here they're poor. Or ourselves, are we all poor? So the blind person can only need to eat. Is that all he's got? Is that all the needs he wants? Eat. And the disabled. So that's all he needs is food. Or the blind just need food. Or the sick, do they just need food? Is that why God authorized it? This is a joke because this is so like small thinking, very small thinking. This is a social solution, right? How God told us to start with the closest of the family. Now here He's telling us what is the closest family. And then after that, after the family, let's say all the family don't really care. You don't have a home. Your family is just houses. There's no relationship, yeah? You know what I mean? Because some families are just all messed up. They don't help each other. So if all that fails, you go to the people you authorized to go to. You welcome to their houses. Or your friend. Not their houses as to ask for food, to ask for help. Because the bait here means relationships, good relationships. That's why, it's like Islam is a home to all Muslims. It's a relationship. The bait, أول بيت, the first bait for humanity. That bait is a relationship, it's a home for all people to come in and be safe when they're practicing Islamic, the Quranic laws. They're like a home to them. This is basically people telling us to look after the blind, crippled, or sick, okay? That's why it included us as well, all of us. So all of us, if we need help from our family, which is a bait relationship, your bait, that's why it starts, you can consume from your bait, yeah? Not consume food, because I'm allowed to. No, consume from relationship. Your needs. Don't be shy to ask each other for help. I think you should. That's why I started from your home first, your family first, your small family first. If you can get help from within a family, start with that. Don't go to the next one. Don't go to your fathers. Don't go to you. Do you understand that? Trying to solve your own problem first before go and ask for help. And then obviously if your father needs help, you'll help him and vice versa. That's what it is. That's what he's talking about here. It's like a social solution. So this is how we can look after our sick and all that. We're trying to keep it within a family first. If that all fails, then the government has to do something about it, if he can. That's what it is. That explains why you should eat from your homes, not in your homes. because it's nothing to do with food. You can have a bait without a house. But not every bait can't be a house, and not every house is a bait. Every home can be a house, but not every house can be a home. If you just live with your cat, you look after him and all that, your house is a home. There is a good relationship there. But if you start beating your cat, that's not a home anymore, that's a house. So many houses these days, man. So many houses. There's no relationship. Family are all mixed up, all messed up, or families are just, do you know what I mean? That's why there's no peace. Can't think freely. Because you have no peace. Brothers hate each other, cousins hate each other, husband and wife always, screaming, the kids just crazy, do you know what I mean? So that's why the Quran is telling us to look after each other, be good to each other, man. And he told the sick, the blind. This is very important. He told the sick, the blind, and the disabled, they can have no shame. But he didn't tell us to have no shame. I'm saying, because don't take the piss, basically, and start to solve your own problems first. Don't be a burden on your family as well. And don't be tight either. If someone comes to you for help, you help them. It doesn't have to be food, anything. What do we need from each other? So many things. That's why he says consume from your relationship. Not eat in your house. Like every blind and they all like poor or something. He's not talking about the poor here at all. There's no the word poor. There's no word food. But they managed to basically translate it that way. And the hadiths say that as well. Which is mad. Absolutely mad. Anyway, guys, criticize me, please.